The showdown between Kate Martin and Angel Reese had the basketball world buzzing, and for good reason. When was the last time you saw a WNBA star absolutely demolished on the court? This matchup was rare, unforgettable, and definitely not what people were expecting. It all started with a missed layup by Tiffany Hayes. Angel Reese, always one to step up in clutch moments, thought she'd get a chance to make a statement on the other side. But then, boom! Kate Martin came out of nowhere and swatted that ball with a vengeance. It wasn't just a block, it was a statement. But wait, what happened between Martin and Reese wasn't just about one highlight play. This was personal. Remember that LSU championship game? Yeah, Martin didn't forget. And trust me, this block was a payback served cold. Now, as shocking as that block was, what happened next had everyone questioning the coaching decisions for the Rose Basketball Club, especially when it came to rising star Lexie Hull. Hull wasn't just a benchwarmer for the Las Vegas Aces. She'd been a standout player who was overlooked by many teams during the draft. But now, she's making some waves, and the Aces and other teams are probably regretting their decisions. At this game, Martin wasn't just showing off her defense. She was showing off every single aspect of her game. After spending time playing second fiddle to Caitlin Clark at Iowa, many thought of Martin as a sidekick. But this game was her time to shine. She wasn't just a complimentary player anymore. She was leading the charge. Picture this: Venice Beach, perfect weather, and a crowd so hyped you could feel the energy in the air. The undefeated Laces Basketball Club, rolling in with an unbeaten record, were about to face Angel Reese's Rose Basketball Club. What unfolded was straight-up madness. Reese, fresh off her championship win with LSU, thought she was walking into another highlight reel moment. She had big plans, but Martin wasn't having it. As Reese charged to the basket, Martin came flying in, swatting the ball away with such force that the crowd went wild. And trust me, they weren't just cheering for a block. Someone in the stands shouted, "Kate just sent Barbie back to the bayou." Yeah, they were all in on the LSU jab. But here's the twist. This wasn't just about winning. This was about making a statement. That block? It was payback. And Martin was going all in. While Reese was trying to get back on track, Martin was everywhere, diving for loose balls, setting hard screens, and executing like a seasoned pro. And let's talk about the game itself. The Laces were down to just 4 players. No Alyssa Thomas, no Jackie Young. Most teams would have folded under the pressure, but not the Laces. They turned what should have been a disadvantage into a masterclass in team basketball. Kayla McBride and Tiffany Hayes were running the floor like they'd been teammates for years, and the connection between them was electric. On the other hand, the Rose didn't seem to have a game plan. It was like they were hoping their individual talent would carry them. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Every time Reese tried to make something happen, she ran into a brick wall of defenders. The Laces were playing chess, and the Rose were playing checkers. But here's the crazy part. After that massive block, Reese's game fell apart. She couldn't find her rhythm, and the fouls started piling up. It was like watching someone trying to drive with the parking brake on. The confidence, gone. The swagger, vanished. And her numbers reflected it. After a strong start, Reese could barely keep up. By the time she fouled out, it was clear. This game was slipping through her fingers. Now, let's talk about Hull. This was the real head-scratcher. Hull had just dropped 19 points in 10 minutes in her previous game, leading the Rose to their only win of the season. You'd think that kind of performance would earn her more playing time, right? Wrong. Hull only got 3 minutes of playing time in this one. 3 minutes. That's like having a Ferrari and deciding to take the bus instead. But here's the kicker. Coach Nola Henry spent the whole post-game interview praising Hull, saying she always finds a way to impact the game. Well, if that's the case, why was she stuck on the bench? When Hull finally got her shot late in the game, she proved everyone right. Her defense was suffocating. The Laces, even with their star-studded lineup, couldn't get past her. Hull was everywhere, playing lockdown defense like a pro. And suddenly, the Rose started to look like a team with a plan. But instead of riding the hot hand, the Rose kept Hull on the sidelines. And what did that lead to? More frustration, more confusion, and more missed opportunities. Even some former players watching the game were shaking their heads, calling out the coaching decisions. But the problems for the Rose didn't stop there. Angel Reese's struggles went beyond the fouls. Her entire approach to the game was off. She made a steal, had an easy path to the basket, and decided to pass the ball. Even the commentators were stunned. It's moments like that that make you question if the pressure of being a social media sensation is taking a toll on her game. In contrast, the Laces were playing like a well-oiled machine. Despite being down players, they executed flawlessly. Every cut, every pass, every screen. It was poetry in motion. Their teamwork was next level, and they weren't just playing for the win, they were playing for a message. As the game came to a close, the Laces were still moving with precision. Martin even threw in a no-look pass that had the crowd on their feet. It was like the game was already in the bag, but they were just putting on a show for the fans at this point. Meanwhile, the Rose were completely outmatched, and Reese was walking off the court after fouling out like she realized it was game over. But what does all of this mean for the future? The Laces have solidified themselves as a team to watch. Their unselfish play, team-first mentality, and defensive discipline could become the blueprint for success. Meanwhile, the Rose need to do some serious soul-searching. Is it time for a change in strategy? Do they need to start trusting players like Hull more and find a way to get Reese back on track? The fallout from this game has already caused a stir on social media, with Martin's block racking up millions of views. But beyond the highlights, fans and analysts alike are starting to question the Rose's entire approach. People aren't just looking for star power anymore. They're appreciating the beauty of well-executed team basketball. And as for Lexie Hull, this game might have raised her stock in a big way. Sometimes, less playing time makes a player more intriguing, and with her incredible performance in such limited minutes, it's only a matter of time before other teams start showing interest. For Reese, this could be the wake-up call she needed. Will she use this loss as motivation to grow? Or will it be just another bad day at the office? Only time will tell. This game wasn't just a regular season matchup. It was a turning point for both teams. The Laces showed the power of teamwork and system basketball, while the Rose are left questioning their identity. As the season continues, we'll see which approach ultimately comes out on top. What do you think about the Rose's coaching decisions? Should Hull have played more? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more WNBA coverage.